You were listening to a Nerd Room podcast, a member of the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network. Be sure to check out more from the Star Wars Commonwealth on the web at starwarscommonwealth.com and take your first steps into a larger world. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Room, where we talk all things Star Wars, Marvel, and DC. This is episode number 111. We're discussing a brand new Star Wars series and secrets revealed from the Last Jedi novelization. I'm your host, Tim.
I'm Troy.
And I'm Sunjay.
This guy...
Back on what's going on.
I can barely get through an opening. Sunjay over here is just, he's been a firecracker since we started discussing before the podcast.
Just let me loose. You know, I'm amped up to pod.
Yeah.
It's
Welcome
nice.
to the Nerd Room, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you back here to discuss all things comics and movies. We got a lot to discuss this week in even a relatively slow week. I pulled together the show notes and noticed absent was DC news. I felt bad, so I asked Sunjay to bring something to the table. We got nothing. So this is a Marvel and Star Wars episode for
All right, I'm gone. I'll see you guys later.
See ya. No, it's been an exciting week in nerd for all of us. We've gotten back into comic books a little bit more, kind of dove into some Avengers series, did a little bit of hunting, but you gotta tell me, how was your week in nerd?
Yeah, my week was really good. Picked up Justice League 2 copies. I got the Sunrise exclusive and the Best Buy Steelbook. Troy, yours is still in the mail, I'm sorry to say.
Which one is it? Is it the animated one? Comic book?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice,
I got you
man.
the 4K.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
High def.
Yeah, it's nice. I watched the movie yesterday. It's a really weird movie where you watch it and you're like, oh man, I really dug that. Then you go online and people crap on it, but I guess that's life as a DC fan.
Did they correct the mustache a bit more? Did you notice?
I thought they did, but maybe I was being a little bit more forgiving.
Okay.
It seemed like they
Smaller
did.
screen too.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. It's funny because Sunjay texted me. He says, "Do you want to go to Best Buy before work to pick up Justice League?" And I was like, "I'm good."
I was trying to shoot a video, like a pickup video, but you guys shunned me. It kind of hurt.
It's okay. I'll watch it again when it pops up on Netflix, or maybe I'll borrow it. I don't know.
Well, you got to charge a fee. I mean, your late fees are just piling up.
Yeah, I still haven't watched Dunkirk yet. It's still sitting over in the corner. I will get to it this weekend because the wife is off to Vegas. It's daddy-daughter weekend. She goes to bed usually around 7:30.
Oh, she can watch it.
Oh, yeah.
She's got to be introduced to the horrors of war sometime.
History lesson, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
you
like,
got-
what,
this-
3
you have to
now?
appreciate things. This is
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
Don't be complaining that dad won't give you his phone. This kid's right on the beach.
Yeah.
So, Troy, how's your week in
Oh,
nerd,
man, it's been good, man. These comic books, I'm just so back into this world of comic book reading, man. I have Tom King. Shout out to Tom King, who's holding it down on Batman Rebirth right now. It's basically the lead up to, I guess, Catwoman and Batman's wedding.
Nice.
So we had a cool 2 mini issue run going on between Batman and Wonder Woman, who had to go off into this other world and kind of like take on this eternity fight of just these demons. And man, it's such a cool book. The art was fantastic, and I really want to see Tom King now dive in and do like a Wonder Woman book, because
That'd
this
be
guy
good.
really gets the character, and it felt like a cool mix of like Gal Gadot and the run from the New 52. It just felt like a cool mix of that both those characters. So
Nice.
I'm reading that from DC, and I'm back on the Avengers train. Hardcore, man. Avengers No Surrender right now is killing it. This feels like the Marvel Avengers that I've been lacking. And the coolest thing about this is, like, going back a while back, I think around Bendis' run when they made the Avengers really big.
Yeah.
And I was always like, okay, the Avengers are big, but it always comes down to like the big 3. It's always Thor, Cap, Iron Man, and maybe some of the other cosmic people that really kick ass. And everybody else is just kind of in the background for the most part, kind of, right? But here, it's like they've taken all the big players out of the way, and we're getting like Rogue leading the way. We're getting Quicksilver doing some stuff. We got Human Torch. We got Red Hulk. Like, we got all these like kind of C-B listers that are really at the forefront right now, and the art is unreal. And I'm just loving everything. Like, I read an issue and I go right back and pick up another issue. I'm just, I love this run right now. So it's so
Nice.
good to be an Avengers fan again.
Yeah, I finally picked up issue 2, 3, and 4 for that. I guess it's up to issue 8 or 9 right now. Is it not?
Yeah.
And because issue 2 was impossible to find because it has the first appearance of Voyager.
Yes.
And I couldn't figure out why. I finally asked the guy at the comic book shop. I said, why can't I find this? And he said, well, as the first appearance of Voyager in it. I said, oh, okay. So I just grabbed the second printing, which I don't usually like to do.
Right.
But given that I've wanted to read this, and one of the big reasons that I got out of Avengers originally was after Secret Wars, I stopped reading it because I wanted to wait for the end of Secret Wars. And I never picked Avengers back up. And so I'm falling into the same trap right now, wanting and waiting for that single issue. So if I eventually do get to complete out the run, I will rebuy it. But for now, I have to jump into this. You've been giving this praise.
So good.
And it's kind of a good avenue back into Avengers for me. So I'm kind of upset that I'm this far behind. But my goal this week is to actually jump into those issues and then run back to the shop.
So you haven't gone anywhere into it yet, really?
I did the first issue, and I really enjoyed it.
But Voyager's in number 2?
But there's an appearance at the end of issue 1. Like, there's a physical, but there's no word bubble associated with it.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I want to wait and see your reaction after issue 2, because I want to kind of pick your brain about what you think of how they introduce this character. Or,
cool.
Yeah,
Next
I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
To be continued.
To be continued. Stay tuned right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any luck on the hunt this week?
Of course, I got the steel books. you know how I do.
Yeah.
In terms of like action figures and stuff like that, no, because there's nothing out on DC side. So Aquaman's Aquaman's a little ways away.
Yeah.
So.
December. You find anything, Troy?
No, you know what? I haven't picked up anything. I stocked up pretty well, though, I guess, beginning of March with figures. And I'm a little disappointed. I was telling you off air here that I finally decided to pick up, open up my Marvel Legend all new, all different Iron Man figure. And I was about to, bring this guy out and bust out some cool dynamic poses. And the ankle pivot just broke right off this thing, man. So I was pretty bummed. I've never had an action figure break on me without me breaking it on purpose to put it in another action figure, do some messing around with. So I was a little disappointed, but it's a great figure, man. I think it's actually might be the best Iron Man. I took this thing out of the box and he was cool. He's just really stiff. I guess the odd time you might get these figures that are just need some breaking up or loosening. Throw the hair dryer on it and loosen it up, or throw it in some boiling water.
Customizer.
Yeah. But no, it's been dry. I haven't really picked up anything. I'm waiting for the Han Solo stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's the next big one to drop.
Yeah.
I saw the image for the Gamorrean Guard. I saw even images for the Han Solo 3 3/4 inch.
Yes.
So they're kind of white and yellow is kind of the theme that they're fitting for the Han Solo figure. Cool. So it's a whole run that you'd expect. The same as the 6 inch. You get the Mud Trooper in there. And then they're repacking, I think, Luke and Mace Katana.
Which Luke?
The old man Luke, the 3 3/4 inch. So it's not the Black Series, not the 6 inch, so the 3 3/4. So I don't know if this is my off ramp now to 3 3/4 inch collecting, because I got a bin full of Force Awakens, Rogue One, and Last Jedi, and I don't know what to do or how to display them. I don't want to open them, so this might be my exit point until Episode 9, and I may just stick with the big saga films now going forward for 3 3/4 inch action figure collecting. I don't know. I say that now. If I see them on discount, I'm probably going to pick them up, but I have nowhere to put them. I'm real happy with the Marvel Legends out of case that I've got set up now, and I've got an idea for the Black Series, but those just don't have a home in the nerd room yet, so I'm not sure. Because even the Disney Store exclusive
Elite Series?
Elite Series, yes, thank you. I've started taking them out of the boxes and posing them because I like how they look. They look more like statues. I finally grabbed the Executioner Stormtrooper.
Oh, sick.
I got it for like $8 or something. So anytime I see them now on severe discount, I'm going to pick them up, pull them out, and display them here in the nerd room. I think that's the way to go with those Elite Series. And yeah, I don't know. The hunt has been a little quiet because I'm starting to get nervous here. Because Toys R Us, there's rumors that it's closing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Shutting down in the States, and I don't think that Canada's going to be too far behind that. So
Devastating.
We're losing probably our biggest store for stocking up action figures, at least. They have been hit and miss in the past, but that means we lose Force Friday. Because
we kind of have already a little bit.
Yeah, we never got a Force Friday.
Yeah,
I think it was always built up
Force
in our
Awakens
heads.
was the best one we really had, right?
Yeah, it was definitely. It's the most fun we ever had with it, right?
For sure.
But I think in my head, I have this big idea of what it could be or what it should be. But in the absence of Toys R Us, I don't know what we're going to do now. Like, we're going to be at Walmart's, I guess, and it's going to really come down to EB Games and local comic book shops for action figure hunting.
So what about the deluxe sets? Because it's always Toys R Us that offers a lot of these deluxe sets.
Well, those exclusives are going to probably have to go to places like Target in the States, Kmart in the States gets some exclusives. Walgreens, and then Hot Topic gets... They don't really do action figures, more the pops.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's all going to shift around, because you have to expect that, that those have to go somewhere. Like the Vision and Scarlet Witch is a Toys R Us exclusive right now. And you look in the past, there's always something that's exclusive there. So it's going to be quite heartbreaking to see that go away, because even right now with my daughter, we go on a hunt probably once a week. And, she doesn't recognize or can't say Toys R Us. She can say it, I guess, but she recognizes the letters.
Yes.
And so she knows that's where we're going to a toy store.
That's right.
And like I remember as a kid flipping through the catalogs and going to Toys R Us. So it's going to be hard to watch that disappear. Like it's a kind of a piece of my childhood that's going to be just completely gone.
Oh, absolutely. Because I remember Toys R Us for me was like a treat. It was so much like Blockbuster. There wasn't enough Blockbusters when I was a kid, and there wasn't many Toys R Us just because where I lived, they were kind of far out. And I remember it was a treat to go to Toys R Us. Yeah. I remember that giraffe. I just thought it was such a cool thing.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
But he was so cool. And the toys were just, they're awesome, And I'm going to miss it, man. It's unfortunate. I've really started to get the hang of Toys R Us, especially now really diving into these action figures that we do, right? So, it's a bummer.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't really get the whole buying it online thing, because for me, at least in Canada, Toys R Us is pretty competitively priced with Amazon. In fact, for a lot of the figures that I found, they were much better priced at Toys R Us. Then you get to take it home with you immediately. You don't have to worry about shipping and all that. So I don't really know. Maybe it's just people aren't buying as many toys as they used to, and kids are playing with other stuff. That's probably what it is.
It's online, I think, that's killed them, to be honest with you. Like, I agree with you. For me, it's a thrill to hunt.
Yeah.
I like going into the store and finding the displays, even though it's frustrating sometimes when I can't find something, or you're getting all these figure swaps and you're picking up things that say this is Spider-Man, but it's got some goblin or
Doctor
something.
Strange.
Yeah.
Like it's wild what you see out there, but it's part of that. It's part of an experience, and I do that with my daughter, and so that's what I like about it. And I can get over the fact that if I can't get a figure, I just order online, or I just won't get it. I'm okay with that. I'm not a completionist. So in the absence of a Toys R Us, I feel like an experience is going to disappear.
For sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean,
good deals will be had, though.
Yes.
If they do start to shut down.
This reminds me of HMV. HMV went down. That was like my big store. But then something rose up and took its place, Sunrise, and I think Sunrise is doing a terrific job. Toys R Us, it's fallen apart, but I think something else will rise up and fill that need.
I don't think there's something that's going to come up that big.
No.
Like, is Sunrise very localized to Canada?
It's just Canada only.
Yeah. See, I don't see something big coming, because there's like hundreds and hundreds of stores in North America alone. So, like, one, they're going to have to liquidate a ton of toys.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity to get some of those 2-packs.
Oh, yeah.
So on that end, I guess, we're getting some deals here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that Ego and Star-Lord that I've been waiting to go down to like $20.
And that Thor and Valkyrie?
Yes.
Without the helmet?
Yes.
I'm going to buy all of them so you can't get them, and then sell them to you guys at inflated prices.
Dude, you're bound to lose money on that one. No, so it is a bit heartbreaking, but I think you're right, something will pop up, but maybe not on the same scale. There's still, I think, a need for a brick and mortar toy shop.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
It is heartbreaking. But
maybe we should take up the mantle. The Nerd Room Toy Shop. What do you think?
Yeah, I could do that, but
I don't want to sell any of my toys, though.
Yeah. No, we'll buy other people's toys.
Oh, okay.
don't touch that. Don't touch that. Don't open it.
Don't open it.
Yeah.
I said, take your fingers off of it. No. So, anyways, moving on here, guys. We have our listener questions for this week. And as always, Grabs Grant has come back with another fantastic question for his weekly, bi-weekly. I'm not sure. He hasn't really decided, but it seems like weekly. We got to come up with a name for this segment.
We need a
Grabs
jingle.
segment. Yeah, we do. A little jingle. Yeah,
He's
there you go.
gonna grab you. Grabs Granite. He's gonna grab
You
you.
may not write back ever again after this one.
Grabs Granite.
I like the high pitch. It's good. All right. Grabs writes in, the subject being part-time normalcy. He writes, greetings, Nerd Room occupants. Almost every superhero has an alter ego. Very few are known outside of their heroic deeds in the universes they occupy. Luckily, as viewers and readers, we're allowed in on their secret. We get to know the other side of the coin. Who are some of your favorite alter egos and what makes them interesting? Are there story arcs that have relied mainly on the individuals and not the hero that you've enjoyed as well or better than the standard hero tale? Lastly, pick an alter ego that you'd like to buy a beer and one that you wouldn't give the time of day to. Your friend, the appropriately alliterative name, grabs granite.
It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
Well, I'll start. Everyone knows Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne. Those are the OGs. Like, they kind of started the Secret Identity, and everyone kind of took off from there. So I'm not going to choose those two because that'd be too obvious. Some other cool like secret identities. Diana Prince, Wonder Woman. Pretty cool. Like if you read the comics, the New 52 run, I thought it was cool. She's going to like rock shows.
Has a leather jacket on a couple
times. Yeah. I thought it was cool. That's why I really like the her theme because like she's like a rocker. So Tim's favorite new
best score ever.
I'm not getting into
best
that.
score. Should have got nominated for best score. So yeah, that's a pretty cool one. And Hal Jordan, of course, from Green Lantern, where he's like Top Gun. He's the fighter pilot. How badass is that? That's pretty sweet.
Tom Cruise.
Well, you should mention it. The rumor is Tom Cruise is going to be playing Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern movie.
It's too old.
No, that's the whole thing. Hal Jordan will be 50, and he'll be training like a young Jon Stewart.
He'll do his own stunts?
I hope so, because Mission Impossible looks insane.
Yeah, he bust his leg last one.
Sorry to sidetrack. One, I would like to buy a beer. I'm not going to buy Bruce Wayne a beer because dude's super rich. Clark's just a reporter, so he'd be kind of like...
I don't think he can get drunk.
He can't get
either.
drunk, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what you
think. It with some kryptonite.
Well, you haven't seen Superman 3 where he gets drunk?
Oh, I've seen the memes.
Yeah. Filmed right here in Calgary at the old King Eddie bar.
Really?
Yeah. You see him fly away, and then in the background is the sea train going by.
Nice.
Metropolis.
Yeah, we're Metropolis.
1.2 million people.
I would say Hal Jordan. He'd have some pretty cool stories. He's a fighter pilot, so that's really cool. And I love Top Gun, so there's that. One I wouldn't give the time of day. I would probably say Tony Stark. I'm like, dude, you're kind of a dick, and you're super rich, so I'm not gonna buy you a beer. In terms of like stories that like rely on the character, I can't think of any right now. The one I could maybe think of a little bit would be Iron Man 3, where it's kind of Tony without the suit running around.
That was gonna get brought up.
That one. And maybe a little bit Batman Begins, because the story is really like a Bruce Wayne story, and he's learning to become Batman, so you don't see him in Batman too often. But so those would be the two for me. Over to my man on the right.
Oh yeah, I'm always gonna go with my dude, Peter Parker. Parker,
of course,
sure.
yeah. So, I was staying away from him because I knew you're gonna.
Oh,
bring him
I
up.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
because I'm running pretty low right now. So, yeah, no, Peter Parker for sure is cool, and as a villain, I think Green Goblin. Norman Osborn. I think that's been pretty neat. We go back to their dynamic between the two of them way back in the comics. Daredevil's a classic as well. Matt Murdock, especially he has his rise right now in the Netflix series, which is going on. An alter ego centric film. I guess you could go with Peter Parker Spider-Man 2. That's pretty cool. He's kind of losing his powers because he couldn't get his head in the game properly. Man, this is a great question. I'm just trying to think of everything.
It's a hard one, right? Because when you look at the two different companies, DC is really focused in on secret identities.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And when you look at Marvel, not so much.
Yeah.
And that's a huge difference even in the film universe as well. Like there's no one outside of Peter Parker that within the MCU is a secret identity. Everyone knows who everyone is.
Yeah.
And so it's a difficult one. And when I was thinking back on this, I'm thinking I agree with you. Matt Murdock's probably one of the better ones, one of the ones I like the most, especially within the series, the Netflix series. It's really cool how they've developed that he's blind, he's slowly revealing to people about this, and that's probably the coolest part, the fact that he's blind but he's also this superhero. So you're juxtaposing two completely opposite types of people,
right? And
you never expect Matt Murdock to be Daredevil.
Exactly.
Where when you look at, and I've always had an issue with this at DC, like there's nothing hiding, right? It's like when Bucky Barnes, even at Marvel, slaps on that thing over his face and says, "I'm a superhero now," right? Boy Scout, hands in the hips, all this. So it's kind of funny with the secret identity thing, because that was a big point too in Civil War.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Peter Parker taking his mask
Yeah.
off and revealing himself. And, you know, the story about Peter Parker, too, I've always found fascinating is the idea that he's doing it to protect his loved ones.
Yes.
And you see that as a point. That's a weakness, right? For a superhero is having someone close to you, having family.
Yeah.
And so protecting your identity is a big part of that. That's even why Clark Kent does it too, right?
That's right.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we see the backlash, at least in Civil War afterwards, right?
Yeah.
That's why his family gets, caught in the crossfires there
Yeah.
because of that. A classic one, too, is Hulk. I always thought Hulk
Yeah.
was cool, before they knew Banner, because puny Banner is the Hulk, much like Daredevil. How could you piece that together? And is that classic, werewolf kind of moment where this guy blanks out and becomes this beast of some sort. So I always thought that was kind of cool, and it's interesting to see Marvel's evolved. When you think way back in the 60s, like a lot of them were secret identities. Iron Man was the bodyguard.
Yes.
Captain America was just Captain America. I can't remember.
He was always Steve Rogers. Like, he was always kind of out there.
Yeah, right. And then you had Spider-Man, and then you had Silver Surfer, and then he was I forgot his original name.
Norman Rad,
right?
Yeah.
So then he's, I guess, cursed him forever, Silver Surfer. And then obviously you've had Peter Parker. So Marvel's evolved, and this is no shade against DC, but DC's managed to keep onto it. Like Nightwing is Dick Grayson, nobody knows that.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, and then Superman and whatnot, Barry Allen as Flash. Like nobody knows these things. So it's interesting to see where these two franchises have gone with their characters.
Well, you look back at the original Thor.
Yeah.
Dr. Donald Blake.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and there's a nice nod in Ragnarok, which I watched again this weekend. Absolutely loved it. Finally got my wife to watch it. But you know when he smacks the umbrella,
Yeah.
and it turns when he's in the field facing Hela, and he turns into Thor. That's what he used to do with the cane. Smack the cane down, and he turned into Thor.
Really?
If you go back to the original Thor and all that, it's really weird. Donald Blake finds this cane in a cave, and he picks it up, and he becomes Thor. And when he drops the hammer for a certain amount of time, then he turns back to Donald Blake. And it was all retcon that Odin had sent him down here and kind of cursed him. And so, anyways.
Yeah, because they had like Tales of Asgard too. There's Tales of Asgard, and then there was also like the Thor book, right?
Yeah.
Which is like present day, and then Tales of Asgard would like explain the back story of all the other Asgardian stuff, right?
So that was really cool. There's a lot of nods, even in the Thor 1, he wears the Donald Blake, and that's kind of his altar, or the license that he gets done up by Eric Selvig.
Right.
So it's kind of a nice nod to the history of Thor and that. But yeah, Marvel doesn't have a huge amount of characters that have secret identities. Like the Winter Soldier a little bit for a while, but that was more of a question mark on the character, and then it was revealed. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm a fan of Daredevil. I really like that
it's
one.
a good
It's a
one,
cool
yeah.
one. And going back to the older stuff on Marvel's side, but I'd have to say for a kind of a recent run that relies more on the character and not the superhero that I've really liked is the Steve Rogers, the Captain America run of recent. If you look at the first 3 or 4 issues, it does dress up as Captain America in that, but he's going around as Steve Rogers, which I really like.
Okay.
He's trying to like reconnect with the people of America after going through the Secret Empire stuff.
Cool.
And so he's going into places as Steve Rogers. He comes across this town that kind of remembers him and worships him because they saved him from Hydra once. And
Right.
so it's really cool to see that character and him playing outside of the Captain America role and just being Steve Rogers.
That's true.
So I really like that. And even in Secret Empire with Steve Rogers, again, you see a lot of stuff of him as a kid.
That's right.
And so it's kind of a nice run seeing the buildup of Steve Rogers in this alternate universe and all that. So
Oh, I got to cheat. I got 2 kind of.
Okay.
I guess they're both kind of Marvel properties. At least there's both Marvel comic books. One is obviously my boy Darth Vader. I mean, it's cool in current comics as well. Especially like nobody knows that Anakin still exists, right?
Yeah.
And for the people that do know, sorry for you because you're not going to be around much longer if you know those things. And going back to Showtime, Dexter. I thought Dexter was really cool, like the Bay Harbor Butcher. But then you had Dexter, and again with the Bruce Banner and Daredevil, you would never think this guy is the serial killer out there, right? Big fan of that show. So,
Nice. That's actually a great pull. I really like Dexter. I've seen the first, I think, 2-3 seasons. So yeah, that's a
Awesome
great one.
series,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love it. You brought up an interesting point. Like a lot of people say, like, oh, Clark Kent he takes off his glasses, he's Superman. The thing is like Clark Kent is like a bumbling reporter. He's not someone that you would just assume would be Superman, you know?
6'5", and bench 400 pounds.
Well, actually, he's able to contort his body and
the
be
muscles
shorter.
in his face.
Yeah,
too.
I heard it like he's like
Yeah.
always vibrating.
Yeah, I heard that actually.
Yeah, so there's something weird like he's always vibrating, so it distorts the view of his face.
Oh, really? I heard just like he had like Kryptonian glasses. So like, It did.
Retconning comic books. Awesome. Love it. Who would you like to have a beer with, Troy? And who wouldn't you give the time of day to?
Oh man.
Sorry, before I gotta change my answer. I mean, Hal Jordan's great, but I gotta have a beer with my Aqua Bro, Arthur Curry, Jason Momoa. That would be
There you
pretty
go.
sweet. Have a Guinness with him. I don't mind.
Oh, there you go.
My man.
Yeah, I'm a broken record. I would have a beer with Peter. We would just hang
Is
out.
he old enough to drink?
Oh yeah, come on now.
You can get arrested. You're gonna get arrested. Just Troy hanging out with a 16-year-old boy at a bar buying him a beer.
Come on.
I think we're about the same age right now in comics. I'm not talking about the Ultimate Spider-Man. He's grown up, man.
I thought you were talking about Tom Holland.
No, I guess I'm going comic books. Okay, so if we're going movies, then
No, whatever you want.
Oh, okay, yeah,
This is your show.
I don't even know who I would go with in movies. I don't think they even exist.
There's no alter egos in Marvel.
yeah, there really isn't.
You have to
At
buy
least
Ben
that's legal
Affleck a
drinking
beer.
age. Yeah. Who I wouldn't buy a beer for? I don't know, man. I gotta think about this one. This Grabs, you got us here. This is a really
this
tough
is
question,
a
man.
tough
Like,
one. It's
you
a
got
good
me
one.
stumped, man.
It's a good one.
Got me stumped.
What about like Superior Spider-Man?
Yeah, so Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Doc Ock. Actually, Green Goblin, I wouldn't. No, I like Doc Ock, but Green Goblin, man, because at least he became the superior Spider-Man, and he handled it. He killed some people, but he's still doing the good thing. But Green Goblin's just out for himself. He doesn't even like his own son.
What about Eddie Brock?
Never been the big Venom guy.
Yeah, there you go. So you don't buy.
So
a beer
yeah,
for
maybe
Eddie.
not. Maybe
Give him the time
not.
of
But
day.
he'd be pretty crazy.
Cletus
balance.
Cassidy.
Oh, heck
Carnage.
no.
Yeah, right.
Oh no,
Hillbilly
restraining order.
boy.
Yeah, man.
No, he seems quite racist. My assumption on that one. Who'd I buy a beer for?
Yeah, man.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm thinking Daredevil.
Yeah.
I'm thinking him and Foggy would be a nice down in the bar from the Netflix series.
Yeah.
I might enjoy that. I like myself a good dive bar once in a while. And who would I give time of day to? I don't know.
Jessica Jones, maybe. She
Yeah.
drinks enough as it is.
That's a tough one. If I had the opportunity to have a drink with really any superhero, I don't think I could really turn it down. So I'm gonna say no one right now.
But it's the alter ego.
I know, but I'd still like the alter ego of all
Yeah.
of them, right? And like maybe they'd ask me to team up, because like this is how Bucky became Bucky with Captain America. He walked in on him putting on the mask, and said, "Here's the thing. I won't tell anyone, but you have to make me your sidekick." So that would be the hope, right? Is
Yeah.
that, like, I'd fool around long enough and be like, Peter Parker, do something, make me a superhero.
Get him drunk so that way he reveals his secrets to you.
Don't try that with Darth Vader.
Yeah, he has a tendency to lop heads off. Anyways, that was a fantastic question. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's something out there. Someone's going to call us out for not saying a very obvious
sure.
and a very traditional alter ego. And so I
sure.
welcome that. Hit us up on Twitter. Handles at the end of the episode. Just let us know, because I know we always do these and we always forget something major.
Oh, for sure, for sure. We're gonna be like halfway through the episode. I'll be like, oh yeah.
Arthur Curry. They all look like they're alter
Beast
egos.
before he was blue. Yeah.
True.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, X-Men maybe. No, they're all kind of out there too, but not as mutants. I guess the mutant side of things you could have went with too. But
Yeah.
anyways, Grabs, thank you again for another fantastic question. We look forward to having another one on the table for next week.
Yeah.
And now our next question. This comes from Ross Williamson. He is a listener. He's written in before. We'd like to give a shout out to Ross right now. And he's got a question on some comic advice. He says, "Hey guys, hope you're all well. I'm looking to tap into your expertise for some comic advice. I'm proud to say that my 10-year-old daughter has recently taken a massive interest in nerddom, and in particular DC and Marvel superheroes. She's nagging at me to start buying some comics, but I've never been big into comics, and I'm at a loss of what might be suitable for her from a storyline, gore, and violence perspective. She's already grown bored with the DC superhero girl thing, and I reckon she's looking for something a little more grown up. Based on your experience, can you recommend something? Still loving your work, Ross." First of all, thank you very much. This one caught me because I have a daughter that's 3.5 that I want to eventually take this step with. So thinking about this, it made it real relevant for me. Eventually, I got a few years yet before she's reading comic books.
Yeah.
But I really love this question. What do you guys think we should recommend for Ross, keeping in mind that she's 10? She likes Marvel and DC.
I see what you did. Okay.
But what would you guys recommend for Ross here for his daughter?
All right. So, what I would recommend, I don't really know like what your daughter's into, what character
Marvel
she's into.
and DC.
They have these free previews that Marvel puts out, and you can get them at the comic book shop for free. They're also online, and DC has them as well. You just go to like different sites, you can pick them up. I think they're called previews.
I think there's previews on the side.
Just the previews, yeah. So my daughter, she's 2. I give her these books every time I pick up a comic, and she flips through them, and she can name all the characters now. She's certainly taking a liking to different characters. So I would honestly go through that with your daughter and just see which ones that she seems interested in. You know, they'll have like a little piece of art as well as a description of the issue, and just see which kind of characters she really likes, she can relate to. It could be a Superman, it could be a Supergirl, it could be a Batman, it could be a Batgirl, you know, it could be anyone. Sometimes like the most obscure character will like grab your attention and you'll become a big fan of theirs. And then what I would do is I would probably wait until there's a used comic sale or a comic convention, and you can just load up on comics that are like $1 each. Just pick them up and pick up like the characters that she seems interested in, or like pick up a trade. And you can always like go to reviews on like Amazon and stuff like that to see if it's appropriate. They'll have the rating on it for you, and whatever, you know, you have final say, of course, if you want to continue on. If you want to like read a R-rated book, maybe not, but you can definitely check that out beforehand. So that's what I would do. I'm pretty sure, well, I'm not pretty sure, like that's kind of the approach that I'm taking with my daughter. It's just letting her lead the way, and I'll just guide her on her comic journey. If even she's into comics. She seems to be into them right now, but who knows?
Yeah, no, I would go with Spider-Man. You can never go wrong with Spider-Man, but I'm not going to go the Amazing Spider-Man route, and I'm not even going to go the Ultimate Spider-Man route. I'm going to go, it's simply called Spidey. And it's a retelling again on the origins of Spider-Man. I think it's only in 2 trades, and it's about, I think, issues from 1 to 12 or so, maybe. And basically, this took place after Secret Wars.
Yep.
That happened about 2013. But it takes place in its own universe, so it's nothing to do with any of the other universes that I've mentioned. And it's just a fresh take on Peter Parker. He's about 15. He looks very much like the Tom Holland Peter Parker, actually. Costume's slightly different, but it gives you the retelling of him doing the wrestling matches all the way till he first fought the Sandman and the Vulture and ultimately even Green Goblin.
Cool.
It's very kid-friendly, actually, but as a grown-up, too, it's kind of cool to read. But again, it doesn't go as dark as Ultimate Universe, because even the Ultimate Universe for Spidey can get a little darker. Yeah. Even though it takes place as a kid. Mm-hmm. And then obviously the Amazing Spider-Man gets darker too with the Grim Hunt and stuff like that. So definitely pick up just simply titled Spidey.
Yeah. Yeah, and one thing that Marvel's been doing as of late, probably the last 2-3 years, they've been really pushing their younger generation of characters. And, you know, some of us have had a few issues with this because that means the removal of some of the traditional characters. But what this is meant for is exactly this, right? Is bringing in new comic readers and giving them characters they can connect with. So characters like Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. Yeah. She's someone that's come in recently that's a big hit. And being a girl and all that, she may connect in with Kamala Khan a bit more. And then there's the Champions, which is basically like the junior Avengers. So you've got Miles Morales in there. There's Kamala Khan as well.
Cyclops, young Cyclops.
I think one of Vision's kids are in there.
Amadeus Cho is Hulk.
Yeah, so there's a lot of younger characters in there as well. And I really like your point too, Sunjay, about going to the previews. Mm-hmm. And it's appropriate for comic books, I think, even to judge a book by its cover. Yeah. And so some things to stay away from would be like your Old Man Logan's, maybe some of your Old Man Hawkeye, even some of the darker stuff there. But we were talking a bit about this before the episode as well. And there's the Force of Destiny. I know it's not Marvel or DC or superhero related, but it's Star Wars related. And that was a 5 or 6 issue run which focused in on the heroines of the Star Wars universe. So that's really good. And I know Kyle and a few of the guys have been picking those up over at Tumblr Saber for their daughters in that. And you mentioned too, Troy, the something focused in on a younger audience as well is the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Ultimate Spider-Man, and the Avengers Assemble runs that are picking up in between seasons, I believe, of those shows that are on Disney XD. So they're in the exact same artistic format, and they're telling stories that are directed at a younger audience, kind of more the audience that they're watching on Disney XD. Yeah. So, and I think the benefit of those two is that they're focusing in on Guardians Avengers, and Spider-Man, all characters that your daughter's probably really familiar with from the films. So it's that connection point between the films, the TV, and the comics. So you kind of get a bit of everything. And then if she does like the comics, she can watch some of the TV shows and kind of translate all that into some of the bigger universe. So there's a lot out there.
Yeah. Even Ironheart too.
Yeah,
B.B.
true.
Williams.
Ironheart, B.B. Williams. Yeah. So there's a lot out there. So hopefully you can take some of those recommendations to her. And I would even say, to a degree, is go to the comic book shop and like I said, judge a book by its cover. Just walk in there and see what they've got.
Oh yeah.
And even maybe go into some trades or something like that on these individual characters. Some of the runs that we mentioned here may help her just kind of dive into a story, get a bit of a long form or 6 or so issues, so you get into a story, into a character, because sometimes it's hard to capture the attention with just a single issue, right?
Yeah.
Where a trade may benefit, where you can read 6 issues, a whole run, a whole arc on a character, and kind of get really into it.
For sure. And and go to the local comic book shops and ask, your vendors. They might look a little intimidating, but they know their stuff. They'll point you in the right direction. It's always good to support your local comic books, and they'll give you an earful for sure on all the good content you can read. Definitely go out there and support them.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on right now for all ages. So yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Ross, for writing in. I hope that gets you down at least or a foot in the right direction for getting your daughter into comic books. I'm really pleased to hear that.
Yeah.
Makes me real happy.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Good luck.
Yeah.
And keep us posted. I'd love to know what you guys end up picking up.
Yeah, definitely. One of us. All right, guys, let's get to some news here. We've got some things to crack through here. And one, our weekly Black Panther update section, because this movie continues to intrigue me to no end. This pulled in $40 million this past weekend, and its 4th weekend of release. This is the first MCU film to have 4 weekends at number 1. This topped A Wrinkle in Time. Now, this is another Disney film, but a film that we all kind of thought would be the one that probably eclipses Black Panther, but it beat it by about $7 million.
Wow.
Really is a wrinkle in time.
Yeah.
Black Panther.
It's a blink in time.
Blink in time.
Really. And this weekend, it hit another huge milestone, not only being the 4th weekend in a row as number 1 domestically, but it clipped over the $1 billion worldwide mark, opening in China to about $66 million. Not a huge opening, but a fairly decent opening nonetheless. So this becomes the 5th, I think, Marvel film to clip over that $1 billion mark. And it has its sights firmly set on the Avengers right now. It's, I think, $560 some odd million currently.
That's
still
it?
That's it. So it's got less than $100 million, about $70 million or so.
Oh, it's got it.
Wow.
It's got it.
To grab
Wakanda
Avengers.
forever.
Yeah.
Wakanda, right?
So
my wife keeps telling me right over left.
So here's the question now. This has the highest score on Rotten Tomatoes for any superhero movie, and it's going to be the highest grossing superhero movie of all time. In your opinions, can we call this, or in your opinions, is this your number 1 comic book movie, your superhero movie of all time?
Oh, it's like that I enjoyed?
Yeah.
Like my favorite?
Like if an alien came to Earth and was like, point me to your best comic book movie of all time.
The most likely of scenarios.
Right? Like
that
Space
save
Jam.
all mankind?
Yeah.
Then I'll say this movie.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be performing pretty well. And
Yeah.
It seems pretty universally loved.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite superhero movie, though, still. I love this film a lot. It's still not my favorite. But it's up there, man. It's in my... It's tough because I got my Spidey, and I got my Winter Soldier, and I got my Civil War, and then I got Black Panther, and every day I just rotate those 4. I just don't know where to put them. And I got Man of Steel in there as well.
Thank
it's
you.
my top
Thank
5.
you.
I got you. Yeah.
It's such a fluid list, though.
Yeah.
Your favorite superhero film, because I feel I'm right with you. Like, I feel at different days I'm into Thor Ragnarok more, or I love Black Panther, but to me, you got to go back to like Avengers, Winter Soldier. Yeah. Those are game changers. Like Black Panther, don't get me wrong, it's a freaking game changer.
Yeah.
But when I look back on the Avengers, even the assembling of all that, even Civil War, I really love that film.
Yeah.
I love what they're able to do within there to make it a not so typical Avengers film.
Right.
And I love Steve Rogers. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. But man, it's damn good.
Yeah. Like for me, I've stopped comparing Marvel to DC because I'm so biased that like an average DC film, I'll be like,
Hello.
oh, that's better than any Marvel film. So in terms of Marvel films, this is definitely for me my favorite MCU film. Do I like it as much as Logan or Spider-Man 2 from the other universes? It's close. I mean, I would put this like maybe like a shade below those two. I know you guys looking at me like I have 5 heads now. Logan was a fantastic film, and Spider-Man 2 is my favorite Spider-Man film.
It's good.
So those are like my 3 Marvel silos. You got your Sony, your Fox, and your Disney.
Right.
So those are the top 3 Marvel. So I would probably have it number 3.
My
Okay,
top 3 Marvels.
He said my top 3 Marvels and held both hands up with 10 fingers.
If there was a top 3, and
It's like
I
my
did
daughter.
top 10.
Hold up 10. 3.
2 more bites.
Yeah.
10 fingers.
So yeah, I have it taking home the bronze medal for the Marvels.
No,
what's the medal that they have?
gold.
Vibranium?
Yeah, the vibranium medal.
Oh,
there you go.
Right over left. Wakanda forever. No, it definitely deserves all the accolades it's getting.
Absolutely.
The box office.
Absolutely.
I apologize again for laughing at you the first week you suggested that.
I told you guys.
I did. Look, it's got legs, man.
Well,
Like
you should put it as your number 1, though.
No,
You didn't have that much faith in it.
True.
For
Right?
Solo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Who's going to bet against Star Wars? Like the one time you bet against Star Wars and it bites you in the ass. It's like taking a fantasy hockey pool and like you take Sidney Crosby first and then he like breaks his ankle the opening weekend. Like that's my luck.
2018 will likely be the first year since Disney started releasing Star Wars films that it won't be the biggest domestic film of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every year that Star Wars film has come out, it's been the biggest domestic. This year's probably going to be. I don't see Solo going beyond Infinity War or Black Panther.
Yeah,
It's not going
I
to touch
know.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll even do Rogue One numbers.
Rogue One did about 520 some.
That
I
I don't
yeah.
think it'll touch 500.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You got. A
I
lot
took
riding
it-
on
I
this.
took it
Well,
first.
I'm toast. I had Wrinkle in Time. Man. I'm to 33 mil, getting crushed by Black Panther.
You're down 500 mil, Tim.
Yeah, no, like Troy's won this already. There's nothing.
Should we combine ours to like take down Troy?
To help out.
Maybe I think because I had last pick, I should get Infinity War.
Yeah, then it's over.
I don't.
I had first pick.
Exactly. Anyways, for those that are new and don't know what we're talking about,
Check out our amazing episode.
we did a fantasy draft for box office.
Yeah.
And Sunjay got number 1. He picked Solo. Troy got
Black
Panther
Panther.
number 2.
Oh.
I think I took Jurassic World. So we'll see how that performs, but
Yeah.
it's going to be a slight dud, I think.
Yeah,
I'm done.
let's
I already consider myself out of the running for the non-prize that we'd never determined.
we should make a prize. I don't know what it is because Troy's gonna win. Maybe like okay, the winner, the other two will buy them the ticket for the first comic book movie of 2019.
So we each give Troy $10.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, guys, moving on. Infinity War. Sticking with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the promotion machine has ramped up to almost full steam. We've got our yearly Entertainment Weekly covers. Now, this is an interesting amount of covers because they've got 15 of them. And it's got I think 20 or not 20. It's got about, I'd say, well, maybe close to 20 heroes on these covers. Some interesting combinations. We've got Nebula and Scarlet Witch. We've got Shuri and Vision. We've got Star-Lord and We've got Winter Soldier and Mantis. So some weird combinations there. And then we've got our big heroes, Strange and Black Panther. We got Thanos in the middle here, and you put them all together and it creates a nice Avengers A. Now, are you guys gonna be collecting all of these, or are you just gonna grab 1 or 2, or any at all?
Unfortunately, no, because there's no Batman, so I won't be getting them.
Fair enough.
If they put Batman in there with the Avengers, then yeah, I would definitely get them all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I've never really been a fan of the entertainment covers, to be honest. And these ones here, when they first came out, I mentioned to you guys, the resolution was pretty crappy that I couldn't really see the characters properly, and it said official all over it. And I'm looking at Hulk, and he's really green, and I thought this was the Ang Lee Hulk. I'm like, this is not the official
MS Paint Hulk.
You know what I mean? And then even when I scroll down, I see Andrew Garfield. It looks like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, but it's actually Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know what was going on. But I really wish the Iron Man looks cool, but I wish they took like the back tentacles that he has and
Yeah.
threw it on the Spider-Man, because that would make more sense for the Iron Spider suit.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And the heads look really photoshopped. Remember the first Black Panther
Yes.
poster we had with the horrible Photoshop of his face?
Yeah.
Everybody here suffers from it. Even the guys that don't wear masks look like their head has been photoshopped on the bodies. So you know what? I gotta sell it, except for Thanos. Thanos
Looks
is the
dope.
one that looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Steve Rogers looks pretty good too.
Oh yeah, he's coming out with like the
The big shields on.
Nickelback
He's just,
pose.
Yeah,
Nickelback hair.
walking.
Nickelback.
He looks good. He
They've
looks
ruined
good.
it for me forever.
Yo, Nickelback's awesome.
Looking at this photograph, no.
Do you,
That took me way too long to get that. Look at this.
do you guys, besides the first poster for Infinity War with the cool A, there has been a lot of good movie posters that I've seen. Are you guys surprised? Because I mean, this is like
For Avengers?
Infinity War. Like this is the big enchilada. Like I don't know. Like Marvel's movie posters, the last couple movies have been not.
Ragnarok was sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one
I'll
was
give
good.
Ragnarok.
Guardians
yeah.
2 was really good.
I really like the Guardians too.
Yeah,
actually.
but I'm talking about like Spider-Man: Homecoming was just okay.
Well, that one was-
Yeah,
Black
it's pretty-
Panther, the first ones weren't
wasn't
that
good
great.
at all. Yeah.
No, even the final one, it kind of looked like Great
Busy.
Gatsby.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
So yeah, they did miss on those. They had a big opportunity with Black Panther to do something cool.
Yeah.
Like they came out with the thing that's going to be on the Steelbook. That was
Yeah.
one of our episode cards that I put up for the art, and it's kind of that black and white, and it looks a bit more like it's graffiti art or whatever.
Kind of like a Mondo art.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
style
totally,
going
like a
on, right?
minimalist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, so it's really nice. But yeah, I'm hoping for like this is in the general progression of what they released from Marvel. We're taking the same steps we've always taken. Like we're gonna get a Dr. Pepper announcement soon that we're gonna have a whole bunch of cans for Avengers Infinity War. Then they're gonna drop the main poster. And there's rumors actually. This original episode was titled Infinity War 2 trailer,
Oh.
but it didn't release. We all thought it was gonna drop here on Tuesday, but nothing came out. And you mentioned before we started recording that it's likely the ticket's going to be announced for a release on Friday.
Yeah, that's the rumors floating around.
Yeah, and if you look at all other Marvel releases, the tickets drop with a brand new poster. That was the same way that The Last Jedi even was released. You got that new poster, all this new content, and then boom, here come the tickets. This looks like it's ramping up towards that exact thing. We're going to have all the tickets go on sale. You're getting a lot of promo, get these EW pictures and covers. So it's all pointing in that direction. So maybe next week we'll be reviewing a new Infinity War trailer. I've decided I'm going to watch a lot of these because there's so much of this movie. There's 3 hours or close to 3 hours of it. And I feel like the 2 minutes that they shove in here isn't going to give too much away.
No.
So I'm okay with watching these. Just seeing Thanos kick the shit out of people. I'm really looking forward to all
Predictions:
that.
we'll see a lot of Black Panther and Shuri.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll be
Oh, yeah.
pushed to the front. Yeah.
They're gonna show, because we've got Shuri here now taking front and center even on some of the photos within this EW book. She's on one of the covers here. Black Panther's got his own cover. So yeah, they're gonna focus in on here on Black Panther. They have to, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
They got to give them to the forefront. And looking at Wakanda, it's gonna be a big part of this film. So, and then when you look inside the covers here, they officially released some of the images. Now we're going to go through all of them, but there's some cool new ones here. There's one of Thanos hurling a moon at something. Now, I'm not sure exactly what this doesn't look like it's on Earth. I was thinking maybe on the Nova planet. I can't
Nova
remember what it's called.
Prime?
No, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, it'll come to me. But it's when he goes after the Power Stone, because that looks like that's the first stone he gets if you look at the order of his glove.
Oh, okay.
It's like the purple stone and then the blue, which he gets from Loki, which is the Tesseract, or
Tesseract,
the
yep.
Space Stone, right?
Yep.
So it looks like he's pulling a moon out of orbit here and chucking it at something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, pretty wild. Pretty wild.
That's
Looks
cool.
awesome.
Because that's what we, obviously saw with the leaked trailer there. And everyone's like, he threw a moon at these guys. And that's just really cool. But this is the best version we've all seen because, with the trailer it was all choppy and is a camcorder, right? So this looks pretty cool, man. Like throwing a moon. That's like how Chewbacca died in the Legends. Thanos took him out with a moon.
Yeah.
Well, not Thanos, but
And I love this. This feels like it's gonna be right from the start of the film, and probably why the Guardians take off to Earth. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
And the next picture we got here is Captain America, Black Widow, and Don Cheadle's War Machine. He's got his legs on. It's kind of the bionic things that he got from Civil War. So I like the continuity there. And the thing I like about this picture is that it's clearly come after some sort of battle, because Steve Rogers is back with the original Avengers crew, with Don Cheadle being aligned with Iron Man there. So it's kind of cool that you're getting some sort of reunion eventually within the film itself. But when you look at them, they all look surprised at something. Like someone's walking in here. So I'm curious as to who's joined the fray here for the final battle. Now, I don't know if this is in Wakanda or if this is back at Avengers Mansion or whatever you want to call it. So it's interesting. It's evolving. Something big's going on. And I'm just thinking about how they're all going to come back together. Like, how are they going to get a hold of Steve Rogers? How is Tony going to be reunited here? So I'm really looking forward to all that. And some of these pictures make me think it's going to happen midway through the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I feel bad for Don Cheadle here because like Steve Rogers looks good, and obviously Scarlett Johansson looks great, and then you got Poor Machine, looking kind of a little out of shape, like
a little droopy.
Yeah, he's not hitting the weights. Yeah.
But other than that, I'm excited, man. It's so cool to see Steve Rogers in the forefront here. There's such like mystery surrounding like what has he been through this whole time since Civil War, and then when we saw him in Homecoming, is obviously the go-lucky, patriotic Steve Rogers, but it wasn't really the Captain America where he is right now. So I can't wait to see this character more so.
Yeah, character evolution within the MCU.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers takes the cake.
Yeah.
He's gone from, like you said, that optimistic, altruistic boy from Captain America, the First Avenger, now into Nomad.
Yes.
Basically, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's awesome to watch this whole thing unfold here. And how about your boy Spidey here, hanging off the side of the school bus?
Yeah, if you guys know me, I'm a big sucker for Spider-Man with a backpack because it's just so iconic.
Yeah.
It's so Spider-Man, but then what's more Spider-Man than this is minimal Spider-Man. When you just have him with a mask, kind of changing. I love this. He's sticking to the school bus. He has the mask on like it's a toque. And it's so classic Spidey to me, man. I love what they're doing here. We've never seen anything like this. You've seen the classic Superman when he's running through the alley and he unzips his, his dress shirt, but we haven't seen something like this, and it's cool. I get the feeling this takes place right after his spider sense goes and the hair goes up on his arm.
Jumps at the bus.
Exactly, and so but the way the trailer was cut, we thought, it makes it look like he hops into the iron suit immediately after, but obviously not. We're going to see him hop off his bus and, be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So I love this image here. It's probably my favorite one.
So the kids then, can they see? I haven't seen this. So can kids see that it's him in the bus? So he's blowing a secret identity.
I don't know. Kind of got his back to him. We'll see.
It's like, oh, where's Peter? Oh, he's not here, but there's another guy outside the bus. That's probably not him.
It looks
some other guy.
really posed for this magazine.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
And the last one here we'll talk about, actually last two we'll talk about here, was we got Shuri, and she looks like she's conversing with Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner and Scarlet Witch, I think. Really odd trio there. Characters you don't typically see together. And I'm excited. Again, they're giving some FaceTime to the Black Panther characters because of how well this film is doing. But she was one of the standouts for me, amongst all of the standouts in that film.
Yeah.
But it's awesome that she gets some FaceTime with the Avengers here. And hopefully sometime we see some sort of potential spin-off or her maybe donning a suit at some point like she does in the comics. Kevin Feige himself was asked, I think during an interview here with EW, what's the deal with Black Panther 2? Are we going to see spin-offs? He said everything's on the table. Black Panther 2 is going forward.
Yeah.
At some point, that's probably one of those mystery Marvel films. It's probably going to get, again, a release date probably in February. I don't know why you'd change it. But I'd love to see more of this character. And the fact that we're getting a lot more of them really soon, like within a couple months of each other, is awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. And the last one here, we got Loki. What are your thoughts here on Loki? He looks a bit down, a bit worried. I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you think Loki's going to make it out of this film?
Yes.
I think not. I think this would be the time of all times to be done with him. If you didn't kill him in Ragnarok, I think this would be the time to actually kill him and don't do the fake out deaths that he's been known for doing. But I don't know. I mean, obviously it's just one little still image here, but I feel like we might be getting the Loki that we really do like from Thor 2 and Thor 1 and Avengers. I liked Loki in Ragnarok, but he's a little too jokey. I felt like we kind of lost like some of the greatness of Loki, some of the evil mischief that he get up to in the passion, right? I feel like that's lacking a bit, but it made sense for what you had to do in that film. But here maybe we'll get some of that. But overall, it's a good image, and looking forward to Loki, man. Who doesn't like Loki?
Yeah,
Right?
it looks like he's regretting handing the Tesseract over. Like, because we see that in the trailer. We know that from Ragnarok that he hands him the Tesseract. And I honestly think that he gives him that, and then Thanos stomps him out. Like, I think he dies right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this may be a scene after they crash land on Earth, or whatever happens in that sequence following the end of Thor Ragnarok, right up until what looks like Loki's, Thor's, and Hulk's arrival back on Earth. I think that he's done. He's not in a lot of the promo material, so I think he's got a fairly short arc in this, and it could be to the end.
Do you think they could kind of play him a little bit like Thanos' brother in the Infinity War?
Like Star Fox?
Eros or Feros? It's like Thanos, but I think it's Eros.
Yeah.
And where he's kind of like present during the whole time of the war, but he like, it's cheesy because it's back then, but he zaps his mouth off, so his mouth is gone, but he's just present and he's witnessing everything that Thanos is doing. But because it's a comic, we can always read his bubbles and his thoughts of what's going on. But from the stills, we haven't seen enough Loki to do that with. I think you're right. He's probably is done fairly early in the movie to show like Thanos is no joke. He's not messing
When
around.
it's like, it's a way to kill a beloved character without killing one of your heroes, right?
Yes.
So it's a bit of a cheat.
Yeah.
And I think you're right with Ragnarok that Loki's stories seem to be coming to an end.
Yeah.
Like, you never want to get to a point with a character that you're just going in circles because you feel like people want him there. There has to be an adequate story and a good development, a good arc for a character. And Loki may have run his course within the Thor films. You can only have him do the betraying Thor, the coming around. Is he an anti-hero? Is he a villain? What is he? So many times before you get tired of it.
Yeah.
And Thor Ragnarok, I think, put him in a place where, yeah, he did the right thing, but then he goes back here to giving the Tesseract finally to Thanos, as was promised from Avengers 1. It's time to kill him.
Yeah.
You know, he essentially accomplished that mission that he set out to do in Avengers.
Yep.
So you tie up that, it's time.
Done.
Yeah.
You're
Any
done,
thoughts, Sunjay?
Yeah, no, I think Loki will live. He's popular and he's a trickster, so maybe they'll play him off as dead, but he'll not be dead.
They've done that once.
Yeah. Or you kill him off and you go back to the 90s when we do Captain Marvel, you can maybe see him around. Or if you do another Guardians of the Galaxy movie based off like the original crew with Yondu, like a young Yondu, or
That'd be
just
cool.
Yondu, you can maybe see him. But I think you're right. I think it's time to move past Loki. And we've got Thanos. We've got like a for real threat here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and we got new villains potentially coming in with the Fox acquisition and all this
Yeah.
stuff. It's a lot to do. We don't have to rely on Loki anymore. He's carried this universe as a villain, as one of the best villains for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
So it's time. It's
Yeah.
time. So R.I.P. Loki. All right, guys, let's swing over to the Star Wars portion of the podcast. We looked at a video right before we started recording. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. This is a new theme park, or piece of a theme park, that is coming to Disneyland and Disney World in 2019. We got a nice drone flyover of the construction site. This thing looks absolutely massive. It's hard to appreciate the size from the images that we've gotten in the past, but when you fly a drone over it, you're starting to see a real scale here.
Oh yeah.
It looks incredible, doesn't it?
Oh, it looks so cool. I'm so excited for this, man. This is crazy. And the amount of detail that's going into this is just unreal. But my only thing is, though, I still haven't gotten used to the name Galaxy's Edge. I really wish it was just like a planet's name.
Yeah.
Like, just give us any kind of name you want in the Star Wars universe. But apart from that, I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this. Disneyland, here we come.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is going to be such a huge moneymaker for Disney. They're just going to be raking in the dough, and the Star Wars acquisition pays off again. I mean, this thing looks amazing, and everyone that I know that's a Star Wars fan, you two are going to go see it. Everyone's going to go see it. I mean, it's going to be like a pilgrimage for Star Wars fans.
Definitely.
Needs a cantina. We got to go to a cantina.
If I can have a beer at a bar with the cantina music playing,
What about a shot of blue milk?
I'll do anything.
Oh man, and have like old man Luke in the corner giving me like that chug.
Yeah.
and a
I'll even
smile.
let someone cut my arm off. I'm game.
You heard it here first,
I'll get
guys.
Jessica now.
If I'm wearing the Chewbacca suit, Tim has to lose an arm.
You know what? I'm okay with that as long as I get to experience it. Because my family and I we're going down to Disney World in just over a week. And we're taking our daughter there for the first time. We're doing the whole experience, Disney World, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and all that. And I'm excited because we're going to be there kind of in the ramp up to the Han Solo promos dropping, the figures and merchandise dropping, hopefully the first part of April there. So really excited to do this, and this amped me up even more because I know we're going to be going back next year, hopefully for the Nerd Room heading to Celebration. That's what I want. I want to go down to Disneyland experiences there, hopefully the Star Wars Commonwealth crew, go to Celebration as well. Fingers crossed on that one. Fingers crossed on that one. But it's exciting to see that they're making a lot of progress on this, and it looks to be like it's going to hit that 2019, maybe late, maybe early, don't know. But they got to look like maybe a year's worth of construction left. Yeah. So exciting things coming to the experience of Star Wars outside of just, our viewing pleasure.
Yes.
Speaking about the experience of Star Wars, it's about to change and get a lot more dynamic. We got some fantastic news that was announced last week. Jon Favreau, the creator of Iron Man, the director of Iron Man as well, and one of the guys that was behind the initiation of the MCU, Jon Favreau, is going to be helming a new Star Wars series that is going to be on their new direct-to-customer platform, so essentially their streaming service. And this guy, he's had some voiceover work done in the Clone Wars. He's done something, I believe, in Solo: A Star Wars Story. So he has a connection to this universe. We know he's a builder. He's got a lot of great films behind him. He's a writer. He's going to be, I think, executive producing this as well. No word on if he's going to be directing very much, maybe an episode or two. But a live-action TV series in the Star Wars universe, canonical. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
I don't know if Sunjay's awake right now. He has his shades on, so I don't know if he's snoozing or what.
Oh, no. Like, this is pretty cool news. This is the first Star Wars TV series, right? So this
live
is
action.
Live action TV series. This is big news.
Yeah, it's huge.
I'm kind of thinking about it, and the first thing that comes to mind is, of course, Star Trek had the TV series for a number of years, and then they also had movies. So it makes me wonder if in the future the movies will be based on this TV series, and if you have to watch the TV series to kind of get the movies, or the movies will be one-off but based on the characters, because that's kind of what Star Trek has done. I don't know. So that's my thoughts. What are your guys' more informed thoughts?
I don't know. How much time do we have? Because I could talk about this for days. Oh, man. I'm so excited about this news. I haven't been this excited for Star Wars news in quite some time. Jon Favreau coming to helm this project is huge, especially like for me. I've always been about vision in the Star Wars universe right now, and this is somebody that can deliver all the way with vision. Doesn't matter where this takes place, whether it's an Old Republic, doesn't even have to be a relevant story. It could just be set in that time 200, 300, 400 years later. This is fantastic, though. I mean, he's Disney's boy, right? He's done The Jungle Book. He's done Iron Man, obviously.
He's doing Haunted Mansion right now, I think.
And Lion King. I think he's doing like Lion King.
Or did he? Maybe Jungle Book was in place of Haunted Mansion. Yeah, I think you're right. He's doing Lion King.
Doing Lion King, right? And I think it's also his idea to Kevin Feige about adding in that extra scene, or he actually went and got Robert Downey Jr. too.
Yeah,
he vouched for him.
He vouched for him, a guy that no one would touch.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he added the post-credit scene. So this guy, like, he has the vision. My dream is you get Jon Favreau and you bring Dave Filoni to direct, and just bring those two together, and you continue that Rebels story where they just ended, and give us the Ahsoka and Sabine, and find Ezra. That would be cool. But another cool thing, and I'm just being a fanboy right now, is if we got a story set between episodes 5 and 6. And why I say that would be kind of cool is because Han, you don't have to worry about recasting him for the third time, because he would be frozen.
Right.
So he'd be out of commission, and you could maybe get away without doing any Leia stuff, because you could kind of just have her off doing some general stuff, and you could have it focus on Luke. And when you got Luke, you know exactly where I'm going with this. You bring in Sebastian Stan, and you can see the potential of, or not even the potential, you can see now why Luke's become so much more powerful in the Force between those episodes. You can see him do some temple stuff. You can see so much stuff. Maybe he meets Ahsoka during this time. Man, there's so much stuff you could do here, and who knows? It's probably not going to happen. I'm just fanboying,
Well, you never know. I mean, they listen to this podcast, and they're going to be like, "Troy, that's a great idea." And
well, Claudia Gray has liked a couple of my tweets, so if she's out there and has anything to say with us, please, please.
Imagine even just adapting some of that stuff.
Oh yes,
Think Tyrell.
Yeah. Man, continue that story.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. So I don't know what they're going to do, but this is good news. This is huge. Like, we could potentially get in the era now where Star Wars TV series is bigger than the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, especially, I mean, if you're closing out the Skywalker saga as it is, then if you want to do this TV series between episodes 5 and 6 and kind of keeping it the Skywalkers on a TV scale as opposed to a theatrical scale, I'm down with that too. So
Yeah. They should talk about like Luke's like crazy uncle or drunk uncle from like the Christmas party, and just have like the whole Skywalker, like his like random cousin that like never did anything with the Force, but like
You're such a disappointment.
you have Skywalker blood in you. Leave me alone, Mom. Okay, I'm pod racing right now.
So many references in there.
I'm dying to hear your thoughts, man. What's going on?
You know, I love this too.
Yeah.
Favreau is a genius. Your point about him having this vision, this idea about doing long form storytelling like Filoni did, we raved about that on our episode about Rebels this past week that we dropped on Tuesday in the feed you're listening to right now. Actually, just go back an episode. But the idea that someone can take this, because there seems to be a small lack of a champion almost, to a degree. You got Kathleen Kennedy and all that, and Abrams I think is maybe taking a bit of that
For sure.
but you need someone to progress this universe. We know he can do this. We know what he did with the MCU.
Yep.
We know what he's doing with these big films in Disney. He has the ability to take a budget and work within that. You know, Iron Man's budget wasn't huge, and he worked within that and created a masterpiece, right? He's probably working with massive budgets right now with the Jungle Book and Lion King and all that. But he's able to, I think, take things and make them work. You look at what he's done from a CGI perspective. Iron Man was brilliant in 2008. You look at the Jungle, all these films are on point. So I'm excited as to what he can bring from his experiences in the film world and then apply that vision, that idea of long form storytelling. Because this series, to me, has potential, like you said, to be absolutely massive and take even more so what we think the Netflix Marvel stuff should be as far as connectivity to the bigger universe, and really drive home that Star Wars, everything matters in Star Wars. You look at what Rebels has brought to the table. We discussed this again too when we did our episode there about how Rebels is probably that piece of canon outside of the films that you need to watch. It adds so much depth and detail to the universe, and this series has a potential to do just that. What I'd like to see, post Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
I want to see that era that they seem to really be pointing at. Now they've revealed a lot of the secrets from The Last Jedi, about Snoke and all that, and we're going to talk a bit about that in a second. But there's an opportunity in there now to tell a big story in that window. So I'm super stoked about this. I've always loved Favreau. I love the idea of a live action TV show. Hopefully they get the budget. They're not doing this on a kind of shoestring budget. But there's so much potential here. And now you look at what we're getting. We've got animated, we've got live action comic books, novels, young readers novels, films. It's so much. And even announced, now we've got like on tap. We've got Favreau's series, Benioff and Weiss's.
Right.
Or Weiss and Benioff, however you want to say that.
Game of Thrones guys.
Yeah, Game of Thrones guys. Thank you. We got their series of films. We've got the Rian Johnson trilogy. So we've got these three what could be separate era storytelling mechanisms, or whatever you want to call them, formats is probably the best word to use it. And they're all going to be slightly different, but telling fantastic stories within the Star Wars universe. There's not a better time to be a Star Wars fan, other than being like the first guy to the gates to be like, this is awesome. Like, so much content. Like, we're going to have stuff to talk about forever.
How long do you think they knew about this? They must know for quite some time, eh? I mean, a decent amount of time.
Like Favreau on board?
Yeah, like Disney, you know, it's not like Disney was like, hey, you want to do this? Like a week ago? Like, they must have, you know, was this before Last Jedi? Was this a little after Last Jedi they were in talks, you know?
And, you know, to me, like you said, he's a Disney boy, right?
Yeah.
You know, he's got a blank check. Well,
it's like a mob. He's a made man.
Yeah.
He could just come. Do you think he has to pay to get into Disney World?
No.
These guys, I believe he's at every screening for these Star Wars movies. He's
still executive produces on things, and that's going to be the big thing here, right? He's writing it and executive producing it, so he's essentially a showrunner.
And he's a big fan of the property, which is huge. You know, I can't wait. I think I mentioned it last time on our final episode of Rebels Alert. Do you think this means we're definitely out of the gates of this episode 3-4 era? Like, do you see them maybe going back to that timeline and doing anything, or do you think? I
think after Solo, the shackles are off.
Okay.
They've set enough stuff up, and I think Rebels really points towards that as well. The end of Rebels,
because they jump ahead in time.
Yeah, they need to get out of there. Like the comic books need to get out of there as well. They've really squeezed everything they can out of it. They've gotten 2 anthology Star Wars story films out of it. We're probably gonna get the third in the Obi-Wan Kenobi. film at some point. But outside of that, I think they need to move on. Like all the novels, most of the novels are stuck in there as well.
Yeah.
They're all great stories and great novels, but I feel like they've been so constrained because of what they're doing in the Force Awakens Last Jedi era that they haven't allowed them to move outside of that. It's time to allow creators to get into the cracks between the two big saga series, the stuff way before Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Open up and expand out canon.
Plagueis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You crushed the Legends universe because you want to tell new, different, and better stories.
Right.
Give a creative team or a creative duo, whomever, the opportunity to do that. And now is the time. You have all of this, or all of these creators set up to produce what looks to be incredible and diverse content.
Yeah.
Give them free reign to do what they need to do, and you're going to get the best stories out of these guys.
I agree. Sunjay, you have any thoughts? Like, do you want to hang around episode 4? 5, 6?
I want to see them before episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just see. Like, I want to see maybe like a cool story of how like the Empire took power.
Well, we saw that.
We got that.
We see that after
Episodes
episode
1
3.
through 3.
Oh yeah.
Do you mean the First Order?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 We'll go with that.
You got my back.
It's interesting.
Please send your angry fan letters to tim@thenerdroom.com.
That's not real, but you can send it to @Sunjay on Twitter. Or you can go to the contact, the Nerd Room, on nerdroom.net, and you just write in Sunjay's name in the title there and write your hate mail to that. No. We forgive you. You're here for that perspective. So this is interesting. It's a nice segue, or an okay segue, to the next thing we're going to talk about. Now, I'm going to say spoilers here, because we're going to talk a little bit about what was revealed, or at least some of the points, not all of them, what was revealed in the Last Jedi novelization. Not to give credit to Cinema Blend here for this. I have not read or listened. I plan on it, but I've not read or listened to the Last Jedi novelization. But it's interesting. I heard the guys on TSW and Tom Saber talk about this, and I thought, we need to talk a little bit about this. They went into a lot more depth than we're going to go. But this novelization adds a lot of context to The Last Jedi, some of it which we were looking for. So it's interesting that they've included it in the novelization here, because as far as I'm concerned, if it's in the novelization, it is canon.
Yes.
It's there. So I yanked out 5 of the 10 or so top reveals that I thought we could discuss here. So number 1 is Han's funeral.
Ooh.
So apparently there was a funeral. So that was a big question. What happened there? Like, why didn't they mourn Han? How long were they on Dakar before they had to take off, before the First Order got there? But apparently there is a funeral in this book for Han, or a memorial service. There's no body or anything, right? It kind of went up in smoke with Starkiller Base. But Leia does take the time to hold a funeral for Han, and because they don't have a body, she kind of puts out there this wooden figure that Han carved her on Endor.
Oh,
So
okay.
kind of interesting. I don't really get it. Maybe we'll see him develop those skills in Solo. But what are you guys' thoughts on Han's funeral in the novelization, and do you think it should have been in the film?
It's a little hard for me because I haven't read the book, so
Yeah.
I don't see how I don't understand how it delivers in that book. I feel like it's kind of reactionary. I feel like a lot of people were like, "Where was this in the movie?" And then now it's like, "Oh, let's just throw it in the book," right now. But I bet reading the book, I would really soak up that moment and probably really appreciate it. Should have it been in the movie? Heck yeah, because we could have lost about 10-15 minutes of Canto Bight and put that into a Han Solo funeral. But the only thing is, and I can't remember who it is that brought this out, but it's a good point, because they did mention, like, in times of war, deaths happen, and you don't always have time to mourn or do a whole funeral service.
Yeah.
So when I think about that way, it works for me why Rian Johnson decided not to have it in this film, if that even was the reason. But again, like I mentioned, it does feel a little reactionary that they've thrown it in last minute into the book, because you didn't Rogue One, you got a little bit of that kind of stuff, but I don't believe Force Awakens threw in that much extra stuff apart from like the Force back. There was a little more extra
you've
things.
listened to that, right?
Yeah. Rogue One and
Oh, you got
Force
both.
Awakens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems to add a lot more than any other book. I haven't listened to any of the novelizations, and I'm wondering if the comic book's going to pick up on some of this.
Right.
So I'm literally even more intrigued because I've never done the adaptations of the comic books of the films, but this I may jump into this for these
Just
few
for that.
points.
Yeah.
Just for that. What are your thoughts on Han's funeral?
I think they should have added it. As you said, take out some of the other stuff in Canto Bight and put that in. Yeah, I'm for it.
Yeah, I wonder though, because my only thing with it, I would have liked to have seen it, but I'm trying to think about pacing of the film, how they started it. It kind of got you right into it. I don't know where you put it.
I would put it right at the beginning,
But
right after the crawl.
But you don't want to. You the crawl. You can't drop into that, right? You have to drop into a space battle. Like that's
What?
tradition.
I kind of got it. Maybe not. Maybe not. People will be like, "What is that guy talking about?" But maybe you start off with like the X-wings flying over the planet, and you think it is for war, but it's not. It's actually for a celebration for one of the best pilots of all time, which is Han, and they're doing the whole funeral service. And unfortunately, it's bittersweet because it ends, and they're now being chased by the First Order. So they got to rush this funeral, and then they got to take off. I mean, I'm not a screenwriter by any means.
No. Don't be bashful. That was better than how it started.
Yeah, well, so they could dive into it a little bit more than that, right? But I think there's something there you could have done because then it's still your classic drop down on the spaceships.
Yeah.
And you're thinking it's a battle, but it's not. It's going into this service over Han.
And I guess realistically, you could have dropped into not necessarily a space battle, but dropped into one of the First Order ships, and they get kind of honed in on Dakar. We know we have to go here, and then it skips over to this emotional scene. I'm just trying to think on like a pacing idea. Like, how do you go from that directly into this? Because the one thing that we have to remember too is this is the first time a Star Wars film is picking up directly after another with no time jump.
Right.
And that may have been a moment, again, that we're looking for. And a way to do that is do a bit on the First Order. You're dropping into space. You kind of continue with that from the saga films. And then you shift over and have this intimate moment before it really kicks in a high gear.
Right.
So I think we've kind of, as an audience, earned that moment. And I think the storytelling could deliver that as long as they kind of worked it out. But yeah, I think they probably should have included something. Or did they even, other than Luke, right, mentioning Han, it's never really touched on. Like Leia doesn't have any real reaction to it. Even in The Force Awakens, she didn't really. But.
Yeah, like she shows a little thing of like when she talks to Poe. It's kind of, actually, I don't think she even did. When she talks to Poe, I can't remember if it's in my head where she's kind of talking to Poe as if she's talking to Luke, or Han, or she actually says something about Han to him. I don't know. Maybe it's just in my head, and I want her to say something about you remind me of Han or something.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
I think she says like you remind me of like a pilot or
someone. Yeah, I think you're right.
Or I've met flyboys like you before.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
crazy.
she does imply at some point that Poe reminds her of Han.
Yeah. But just, I mean, one of the strong points of episode 1 was the end when, well, not episode 1, sorry, is episode, it was episode 1 and
Qui-Gon.
episode 3 was the Qui-Gon death and Padme's, like seeing those services were like really touching and great. And I would have loved to see something like that, especially for Han Solo. I mean, one of the biggest Star Wars characters of all time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Maybe we'll get a bit of closure in Solo. Not on a death, but I don't know. Who knows? True.
It's just like time warp to a funeral for no reason.
Just flash forward. My funeral. What? You put a wood carving there? Anyways, all right. So one of the questions that I've always had about the end of The Force Awakens is why was Luke in his formal Jedi attire? And then he rushes off and puts on his Act 2 kind of homeless looking man thing, right?
Yeah.
And I never got that. Like, why did he have it on? This book brings and sheds some light on that. Apparently, he was up there in his garbs because he was going to burn the tree and the books and everything. He had had enough. That was it. So this is the explanation as to why he was up there. A lot of people have speculated maybe he was visiting a grave of a late wife or something like that. But he was up there because he was getting ready to destroy or to do what Yoda eventually did.
In clean white clothes?
I guess
he get dirty?
Well, I guess he got
ash on him.
The way I think of it is that he got into his formal attire and was going to end the Jedi Order like that.
Did they say the reason? Like, what was it at that point?
I think it's like what we've seen, right? Like, I think he always wanted to get there. He just needed to be pushed. And apparently, I'm not sure exactly, but apparently he has tried this numerous times. because of how he felt about the Jedi, the failures of the Jedi, the hubris of them, and all that.
Right.
And he was just going to put an end to it all.
Oh, so it's just coincidentally enough, and then Rey happened to show
Yeah.
up. Oh, okay. I thought there was like some kind of pivotal moment
No,
that just
no, no,
happened.
no.
And then
He was
he's
just there about to do it, coincidentally or not. Whether
Oh.
the Force set this up and sent Rey to stop him at that particular moment, you can read into that all you want. But that's why he was up there. That's why he was dressed like that.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, see, I don't really have an answer for that one because, that's the big speculation off of Force Awakens. A lot of people thought, oh, maybe he's mourning someone. Maybe there was a grave. Maybe that was Yoda he was talking to. Like, there's all these different theories that people had going on, and they all seemed pretty cool. But they didn't go that route. I do like the clothing that he wears after, like the darker kind of stuff,
Yeah.
which is kind of neat. But does it need to be explained a little bit, Do I buy this one or this explanation in the book? Kind of.
Well, the thing that always threw me is it again felt like an abrupt change in direction of
Yes.
a character. Like Abrams had set him up a certain way to do something and was in that gear for a reason. And then with Rian Johnson coming in, he kind of pivoted to do something different, and it required him to run to his little hut and change.
Right.
So I don't know. And like, if you're going up to destroy the Jedi Order, and someone shows up and gives you a lightsaber you haven't seen in 30 years, is the first thing you're gonna do throw it over your shoulder, or are you gonna be like, this is probably a bigger sign that I shouldn't be doing this? This woman arrives, hands me a lightsaber, and kind of says, "This is your." I can't remember what she says, but the first reaction isn't over my shoulder. I don't like bashing Last Jedi. I just don't like that part because it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, if this happens, you'd think your faith would return a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It's like as something presents itself to you, especially in a world where you're connected to the Force
Yeah,
and certain things are
following faith
happening.
the whole time, yeah.
Your father was a manifestation of the Force
Yeah.
for a certain reason. You understand light, dark, all this. You'd think, okay, well, there's something bigger here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like if you have 10,000 spoons, but all you need is a knife. It's like meeting the man of your dreams and then meeting his beautiful wife.
What did you smoke?
Oh, I'm thrown off right now.
I don't even know where to go. I'm going to go to the next point. All right. Ben Solo was Luke's first student. So the novelization does reveal that Luke is very hesitant to start a new academy, a new Jedi Order. And it's him witnessing Ben growing up and his power in the Force that he decides to take him under his wing as a student and then eventually start the academy. This seems like a logical reason. I kind of like this, actually.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Do we have an age of how old Ben was when he decides to...
I don't know. We have to think about Bloodlines. He's off with
Luke
Luke
already.
on Bloodlines. And I think she's pregnant at the end of the Aftermath books. So I'm going to say, I don't know, he's probably 6, 7.
Oh,
I don't know,
that young. Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know. That's just
Yeah.
my guess.
Yeah, it's weird because, he's
10
so involved with the Jedi temples and all that stuff, even going into Battlefront 2, that compass that he has,
Yeah.
it's in the game, it's in the movie. So he's always, and then even in the Star Wars comics, he's been constantly going through these temples, right?
Yeah.
Shattered Empire, he's fascinated with all that stuff. The Force
tree, yeah.
right? So you just, I guess because I'm a little attached to the Legends stuff, even though I haven't read much of the Legends, I'm well aware that he went off to start his Jedi Academy pretty much right away. So I would just assume that's something he would have done because just everything's kind of been in that motion as opposed for him to wait, not even necessarily wait, but Leia as a kid, and that's what kind of drives him to continue the legacy of the Jedis. It's I don't know.
It's odd that he waited that long
Yeah.
to start something.
Yeah, it's something
'Cause
like that. Yeah,
You'd think that he would have felt the need to build up the Jedi Order. I understand the idea of going and looking for knowledge for a couple years.
Right.
How do I do this? But then this begs the question again. Spoilers for Rebels here. Spoilers for Rebels here. Rebels, not Rebels. So if you haven't seen Rebels, jump ahead about a minute or two. I'm just going to
All
reveal
right.
something quick. It's Sunjay's got his earmuffs on.
and glasses.
It's at this point in time where you're going to start to question, why didn't he seek out Ahsoka? Or why didn't Ahsoka seek out him?
Right.
So that's something that they need to build on within canon. And this kind of builds off that. If he had encountered Ahsoka at some point in time post Return of the Jedi, you'd think they would have talked a bit about restarting the Order. Because Ahsoka has that from the Clone Wars, right? She knows what it was like at its peak.
Well, that's it. Yeah, because she's been a part of the original Jedi Order, and,
Yeah.
and especially they've kind of been pushing the fact that Luke's the one to carry on that stuff. Because I mean, even when you go back to the Vader comic, I think you see that cool kind of panel where I forgot the Jedi's the Liberian Jedi's name.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I forgot her name, but you see that all of her stuff's been taken down. What she has remained in her planet or hut, right? You see it all taken down, but then you see the next panel, and it's like Luke, discovered, which is really cool, right? It's like passing that torch. So it just feels right that he would pursue this a little sooner. Yes, that's the name.
That was bothering me.
That's the one. So okay, but okay. I'll mess with it.
Yeah, so it's interesting looking for it. So there are 3 of the 5 down, and it seems like, I'm not gonna say canon breaking, but there's some detail, and I think we may need to, or we have to listen to it. So it may be context too. We're taking these way out of context. We don't know how it was built into this, how it was actually mentioned, how it was delivered. So we're going to need some of that. We're just kind of commenting on these from the periphery. I'm going to warn everyone. Should have done it at the start. But again, it may take context to get on board with some more of these revelations. But the next ones are interesting. We're going to look at Snoke's backstory. So we didn't get a whole lot of it in The Last Jedi. Not much more of it in The Force Awakens. Really nothing at all. But there's some interesting tidbits in here about Palpatine, his relationship with Snoke. Apparently, he was able to sense him before his death. So Palpatine...
Snoke could sense Palpatine?
No, Palpatine could sense Snoke.
Oh, okay.
So, which is pretty cool.
Right. Yes. Okay.
Didn't really know what he was. So that, again, puts you down a path about Snoke being a little bit more anomalous.
Yeah.
It wasn't Plagueis, right? It wasn't someone that was connected to the Empire, really. We know that he saw the rise and fall of the Empire, but his connection into the dark side, into Palpatine, didn't seem to be too strong. The fact that Palpatine was able to sense him, but not really know what it was, or even move to eliminate him, as he had done with, or he's kind of, even look at the Vader comics, right? He's kind of always got Vader on the teetering on the edge there.
Yeah.
So you figure if there was something bigger that he could sense, he would have eliminated. But he died before really the rise of Snoke, right?
See, that's really interesting too, because again, going back to Rebels, you see that Palpatine, Sidious is always kind of reaching further and further out there. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. Yeah, I do like that a lot, actually. Yeah. What do you think of Palpatine? I'm interested to know, like, what do you think of Palpatine? Force Awakens first introduced this character. What were your expectations?
You mean Snoke?
Snoke.
Yeah, I was going to say Palpatine wasn't introduced in The Force Awakens.
So let me rewind that. Going on to Force Awakens.
I was like, you trying to go with me? I was like, even Jedi I know that. Yeah, you mind tricked me.
So Snoke, though, first introductions. What did you think of him?
I thought Snoke was like a badass. He was very menacing. I like the gold robe. It was very like WWE wrestling like.
Exactly what
Goldust or Ric Flair, it was nice. How he gets taken out, not how I would have done it.
I like that.
Really?
At first, it's so shocking, and it puts a big question mark on who's gonna be the big bad in Episode 9. But the thing I always liked about the death of Snoke was that it's kind of like the tragedy of Darth Plagueis, right? He didn't see his biggest enemy. Like, in the sense that Palpatine kills Darth Plagueis. Sorry, not Plagueis. And Kylo does the same to Snoke. Like, Snoke can't see what Kylo's doing because he's blinded by some of his own arrogance. And the thing I like about it is when he's saying, kill your enemy, kill your biggest enemy. He thinks, like, Kylo's focusing that energy. And Snoke's misinterpreting that to being focused in on Rey, when he's actually focusing it on Snoke. And so I think it's a cool way to have him take out Snoke and him not know. Like, I know there's some issues with he should have seen it coming, he should have been able to stop it, whatever. But in retrospect, I like it a lot because he's just purely blinded by his own powers, his own arrogance. And you see how that parallels to the Jedi even, right? They're blinded by their own hubris. So I like the connection I've made in my head there as to the death of Snoke. The biggest thing it does is, who's the big bad now? Like, who is the big threat?
Right.
Yeah, you've eliminated Luke and you've eliminated Snoke in the same film.
Yeah.
But what's next? Is Kylo a big enough threat?
In my opinion, no.
So,
but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Now, what about the unknown regions here? This is another piece I got from Snoke's backstory, is that he learned a lot about the Force and everything that binds it together, and that in the unknown regions. Now, this is an area of Star Wars that hasn't been explored really at all in the new canon.
Hence the name.
Exactly. The Unknown Regions. You got it. But we know from the Aftermath books that Palpatine and Thrawn comes from the Unknown Regions, and they're doing stuff out there about trying to learn more about the Force from the Unknown Regions. And we know that the First Order was kind of birthed out there. They're kind of hid out there until their ultimate reveal. And so I like this idea that we're getting a lot of hints that the Unknown Regions could be a focal point for further storytelling. Now, whether it's Rian Johnson's trilogy or something from Favreau, I don't know how they're going to do it. It's probably more of a comic book or a novel. But it's cool that they're pointing towards this Unknown Regions. Now, it may be just a plot device or some sort of device where they can say, we'll deal with this later. We're going to tuck all this in the Unknown Regions and kind of sort that out later. But I think it's a cool idea and a cool concept.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty interesting. I still need more, a little bit more backstory and see how this all wraps up with the First Order, with the Maxine warriors from Bloodlines, and then also you have Jakku, obviously, right? So I just want to see how they all tie in together in one big bow. But that's cool. I buy that one.
I like that. Now, the last one we're going to talk about here is Rey as a manifestation of the cosmic force. So the living force being kind of the energy of the life and all that binds everything together. And the cosmic force is kind of like the universe will or something to that effect, right? It's much bigger. So Kanan becomes a part of the cosmic force.
Oh.
And we got some of that in World Between Worlds. Right. And so that idea of the cosmic force, it's still something I'm trying to kind of develop and come to terms with and grips with in my own head.
Yeah.
But this idea that Rey was born out of a need for a matching of the dark side of the force as Snoke and Kylo rise, the light will match it, rise to meet it. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like that idea. And that's kind of, I guess, what the idea of this cosmic force, that Rey's in so much a kind of Virgin Mary type Jesus birth that Anakin was, kind of born just out of midichlorians. She seemed to have a mother and a father, but it seemed to be at the will of the cosmic force that she was actually created to meet this opposition, to have this yin yang, this balance of light and dark.
Yeah, that's no, it's not bad. I said that because I was just kind of deep in thought, trying to figure out how that all works. But it's not bad. It's okay. The cosmic force, eh? That's what they refer to it as.
Yeah. So it's, I guess, the cosmic force in itself. It says in here that it went dormant once the Sith were defeated, and it only kind of reemerges when Luke goes into exile.
Yeah, it's just weird though, right? I mean, because the whole prophecy is Anakin brings balance to the Force. Whether that means you have 5 Jedi and 5 Sith, right? Or you have 0 Jedi and 0 Sith. It's balanced, But then you have Return of the Jedi. There's only Luke. Well, then I guess there's still Ahsoka, and then there's still Ezra somewhere out there. But then there's no Sith. But then you have Kylo Ren rise, as far as we're concerned. So it's uneven, and then you have Snoke. So you have trying to do some weird Jedi Sith math right now. It just seems kind of a little weird for me. I don't know if I really feel that one that much. The whole balance striking an individual, doesn't matter who you are, boy, girl, alien, whatever the case is, but it just happens to, I guess, raise your Mandalorian counts to the weaker end. So whether you're a Sith and then it raises the Mandalorian counts now in your Jedi light to match the Sith, or vice versa. I don't know. If that's the case, then what was the point of having a chosen one in the first place?
Can there be more than one chosen one? Like, can you, in these cycles of light rising to meet the darkness, can you have a chosen one, a manifestation, if you will, of an individual to meet the darkness? So there you have this big roll. The light is kind of at its peak, and then the darkness rises to meet that in the rise of the Sith.
Right.
And then you have it balancing that way, and then it swings again with the elimination of the light, and you've got the darkness. And so
you have like a couple balancing acts in there?
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to think this out in my head, but you could have like several cycles of balancing. Right. And each time maybe you have a chosen one. People are going to hate this, but was Anakin a chosen one because Palpatine was rising? He ultimately defeated and brought balance to the Force. Not really balance even, but he eliminated the Sith with the help of Luke. So it seemed like the cosmic force maybe gave another bump towards Anakin in his own son. Right. But then that becomes dormant post Return of the Jedi, and then the darkness rises again. Luke goes in exile, so your balance is all off, and now you need some way to compensate for that. So it's kind of like cycles, right? So the Force manifests itself to bring balance to the Force. I don't know if there's ever been a point in time when there's no Jedi and no Sith.
Right.
That is also balance, right?
Yeah.
You zeroed everything out, but it seems like there's always one or the other.
Well, yeah, because then that goes back. Sorry, Sunjay.
No,
that goes
no,
back
no.
to the whole Mortis thing too, right? Because you have this planet of Mortis where you have the father who keeps in balance his daughter and son. Daughter being light, son being dark. But he's basically about to pass, so that's why you'd have Anakin needs to come there and keep balance amongst them. So I kind of figured that's what Anakin's purpose was, but beyond Mortis. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how they.
I like the idea of it being cyclical.
With cycles.
Like you always have the light and dark rising. They're kind of always compensating. It's like if you look at patterns of predators and prey. You know, at some point you'll get a whole bunch of prey, and then the predators will rise to meet that. They'll all die off, and then the prey. You know what I mean? It's all in cycles.
Right.
So it's like wolves and rabbits. You get overpopulation of rabbits. This is a really weird example, but and then the wolves rise to meet that, and then the rabbits all die off, and then the wolves die off.
You just have to wonder at what cause. Like, how bad does it have to be, or how good does it have to be in order for it to balance out? But,
yeah, that's true. But there's always got to be balance.
Yeah.
And balance is struck in different ways.
Exactly.
Also, right? It's the absence of two. It's matching it in power or strength, in numbers. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it can go one way or the other.
Yeah.
So something to kind of ponder on and think about as it's revealed in the novelization. Yeah. But given that, I think it's about time to wrap it up. Sunjay, it's time to wake up.
Sorry. I was just wondering if you guys were talking about releasing the Snyder Cut, or
the Snyder Cut. Yeah, that's where we just got
okay,
to.
perfect.
Sorry,
perfect.
but we're just about to wrap up the show.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in favor of it.
Yes. All right, guys. I had a ton of fun tonight discussing through some of this. We need to jump back into this novelization stuff a little bit and dig deeper once we've actually read it. Correct? You're going to read this. You're good to go?
Yeah, I'm going to read it in like 3 different languages. Braille, English, French Canadian.
Yeah, you've got it all. All right, guys. If you'd like to be a part of the show the same way that Ross and Grabs are, you can always hit us up at thenerdrm@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Facebook as well as on Twitter. Our handle's at the end of the episode. You can also contact us through thenerdroom.net. Just hit contacts, fill in the page, and it'll send an email directly to us. Sunjay, before we sign off, give a quick pump to your YouTube stuff you've been posting on the Nerd Room podcast page.
Yeah, so if you like listening to me and you want to see me in the flesh, well, not really, I wear clothes, but if you want to see me with clothes on, make sure you check out my movie collecting update videos, where I break down every week all the movies that I pick up when I'm on the prowl searching. Some big ones coming up this week. We all know Justice League, and we got some other special goodies in there for you. And one of these days, I'm going to have to get these 2 guys on here with me. But right now, I'm just flying solo.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
You
Like
need
it.
that one.
Yeah.
My wife just texted me. Stephen Hawking just died.
Really?
Oh,
no
Yeah.
way.
Breaking news. That's unfortunate. Shoot.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Stephen Hawking.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, one of the
R.I.P.,
greatest
that's-
minds of our generation. Here.
Yeah.
That's
Wild.
unfortunate. Well, if you don't know enough about him, too, be sure to check out the movie Theory of Everything.
Yeah.
I heard
Great
that,
film. It's
yeah.
really
Great
good.
film. Yeah.
Yeah, what's her name? Jen Erso.
Jen Erso, yeah, and then Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, I love when you say that. Makes me feel good. I'm going to listen to that one on repeat. All right, guys. Hopefully next week we'll be reviewing an Infinity War 2 trailer.
Yes.
A bit more Star Wars, and we're going to sneak in a bit more DC into next week. Hopefully we get some
you.
reveals maybe from Aquaman. I don't know. We'll
Well,
see.
we got Superman cast in the Teen Titans Go movie.
Oh, yeah, Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage himself is coming back to play Superman.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. We got our DC moment in for this week right before we wrap up. And with that, guys, can't wait to see you next week. Can't wait to get back to discussing all things Star Wars, Marvel, and DC. But until then, for the Nerd Room, I'm Tim.
I'm Troy. Thanks for listening.
You threw off my timing, man. Who's do I gotta talk to? I need to talk to an agent here now.
I don't know who you're looking at because you got your glasses on. So.
Oh man, I need like an agent, or like who's the producer of this? This is unacceptable. Okay, I gotta go back to my trailer now. I'm not even doing it. I'm not even doing it.
Affleck.
All right, this is it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. This is it. This is the last time you'll be hearing from
you're
me.
producing, directing, writing, acting. It's, you're up.
I don't even know how to say it now. I forgot. Yeah, it's just the moment's over. The moment's over.
All right, you'll see Sunjay or hear from Sunjay next week and see him on YouTube.
No, I'm done.
Sanjay.
And thank you for entering the Nerd Room. This has been a Nerd Room podcast production. You can find our hosts Tim, Troy, and Sunjay on Twitter at the NerdRM, Troy the Boy 87, and Sunjabby. For more content from the Nerd Room, check out thenerdroom.net. And don't forget to subscribe to the Nerd Room on iTunes, Podbean, and YouTube. Be sure to head over to StarWarsCommonwealth.com to find more podcasts in the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network, including Talk Star Wars, Tumbling Saber, Generation X-Wing, Rogue Squadron Podcast, Skyros Podcast, and San Diego Sabers. Follow the Star Wars Commonwealth on Twitter at SW Commonwealth and take your first steps into a larger world.